So for this video we're going to focus on abs. We've got 3 circuits, each with 4 exercises in them, and the full workout will be listed in the description box below. So for the first exercise in the circuit, we're going to do leg raises with hip lifts. You're going to start out with your legs in front of you, lift your legs up, and once they are raised, lift up your hips and your back too, and hold on to the handle behind you on the bench. And when you do bring your legs back down to the starting position, make sure you keep your back flat and don't arch it. And complete 15 reps before moving on to the next exercise. This exercise is a good one because it works your upper and lower abs because you're using your legs and not just your torso, and it's important to keep your abs engaged at all times. You can also do this exercise on the floor with your hands beside you or underneath your hips, and you don't need to use the bench. For the second exercise, we're going to do sit-ups with a medicine ball. These are progressions from bodyweight sit-ups because you've got the added weight, but you can do them without the weight too. You're going to start by lying flat on the floor with your knees bent and your feet flat. Raise your torso into a seated position and contract your abs on the way up, and also simultaneously you'll be lifting the ball above your head when you're coming up. When you lie back down, reach behind you and put the ball behind your head. Make sure you use a weight that will allow you to complete 15 reps. This exercise works at strengthening the entire core, including your lower abs. It's also good for your shoulders because you're lifting the ball above your head. So for the third exercise, we're going to do side bends. Keep your feet shoulder width apart and hold weights in both of your hands. Bend down to the side while facing forward. Side bends work your abs and your obliques, but they put more emphasis on your obliques. So for this exercise, you can use weights in both of your hands or just in one hand to make it a little bit easier. Make sure your back's straight and your head's up and in line. We use dumbbells for this, but you can use kettlebells, plates, or even your own body weight. Complete 15 reps on each side. For the final exercise of the circuit, we are going to do reverse crunches. Lay on your back and then bring your knees into your chest and lift your hips slightly. These target your lower abs because you're using your legs for resistance rather than your torso. Hold on to the handle of the bench too to give yourself some extra stability. And complete 15 reps. Be aware because this one really does burn. If you don't have a bench, an alternative way for doing this is lying on the floor and placing your hands beside you. Bring your knees towards your chest and it works just as well. Make sure you engage your core at all times. So onto the second circuit of the workout. These sit-ups are similar to the ones that we completed in the previous circuit, but we do have our legs raised, and this helps to target your lower abs. For the video, we are using medicine balls, but you can use a dumbbell or a weighted plate, and make sure you complete 15 reps of this too. This exercise, you don't need to use a bench, you just need to put your legs onto something a little bit higher than your back. You can use a weight that you're comfortable with, or take the weight away if it does put too much strain onto your back. So onto the second exercise of this circuit, it's crunches. Lay on your back with your knees and legs raised up. Rest your hands behind your head, but don't grab your head from the bottom and don't pull your head up with your hands. Lift up your upper body so your head, neck and shoulder blades are off the floor. Make sure you engage your abs and then lay back down to your starting position. Doing crunches, to make sure you don't strain your neck and your back, make sure you keep everything neutral. This targets the upper part of your abdominals and your obliques. Make sure you exhale on your way up and inhale on your way back down, and do this 15 reps. So the third exercise in this circuit are Russian twists. You're going to want to lean back so your torso is at a 45-degree angle. Raise your legs and your feet up using a bench. Use a medicine ball and move the weight from the right to the left and twist your shoulders as well. We're going to complete 15 reps of these. You can also use a weighted plate or a dumbbell. In the next clip, Naz will show a little bit of a variation. Alternative way you can do this is by sitting down with your feet on the floor, or you can slightly raise them to make it a little bit harder. This works your obliques and your abdominals, and also your delts if you use weights. And for this we've done 15 reps. So the final exercise of this circuit is going to be a plank. You're going to want to start off in a push-up position with your elbows bent at 90 degrees. Your elbows should be directly beneath your shoulders. Your body has to be parallel to the floor, and try and keep it as straight as you possibly can. Make sure you keep your core engaged throughout the whole plank. Planks are not only good for working your abs, but also great for strengthening your whole body, so your lower back, your abs and your shoulders. And we held this plank for 1 minute. On to the first exercise of the final circuit, we're going to do full sit-ups. You're going to want to start by lying on the floor with your knees bent and your feet flat on the floor. Stretch your arms up behind your head. Lift your torso up to as close to your thighs as you possibly can, and place your hands on the floor in front of you between both of your feet. Lay back down with your arms stretched behind your head and repeat for 15 reps. So this exercise is good at working your whole abdominal area, and you can put your feet under a medicine ball to keep them down and controlled. We're then going to move on to star toe touch sit-ups. You're going to lay flat on the floor, lift up your right leg and simultaneously reach up with your left arm and torso and touch your toe. Lay back down and then work the opposite arm and leg. It works your upper and lower abs and also your obliques. It is a little bit of a tricky one to get right, but after a couple of attempts you will get it. For this exercise in the circuit, you don't need any equipment, but if you want to make it a little bit harder, you can put a light weight in your hand, and we did 15 reps on each side. Moving on to mountain climbers, you're going to want to start off in a push-up position with your weight supported by your hands and your toes. Then you're going to bring your knees into your chest. It's kind of like you're sprinting on the floor. Mountain climbers aim to work your core, your lower abs, and also your glutes, quads, and your arms. I do cross-body mountain climbers, so I bring my knee to the opposite side of my body, and this helps to target your obliques more. On to the final exercise, which are side planks. You lay it on your side with your elbows straight underneath your shoulders and your legs out. These are very good for building core strength. You can also roll slightly forward to stop the pain in your back, and it also increases oblique activation. So for this one, make sure your elbow doesn't slide because it'll put too much strain on your shoulder. Keep your neck neutral, and we did this for 45 seconds on each side. Thank you all for watching. If you like the video, like and subscribe, so it will really support us, and if it all goes to plan, the next one will be a full body workout next Sunday.